Hello, welcome back. We are on our last myth.
Yes.
We hope that you've enjoyed these myths. This one in particular is one of my favorites because it's the one that I've discovered the most.
Yeah.
A good parent is in control. Mm-hmm. Well, let me just say, I've never felt more out of control in my life. And the times that I've wanted to be in control is the times that I've become aggressive with my voice or with my body wanting to overpower, you know? And I feel like this idea of control your children is a real shameful one, to be honest, to parents. For example, I was with my two children when they were a lot younger. My children are older and we've grown from this, but we were at a park, and of course the younger one was bugging the older one, and the older one threw out this horrible word. And of course there was nothing but 2-year-olds all around.
Right.
Instantly, all the mothers in the park, it's like a right? Instant, right onto me. And in that moment, I mean, all I thought was, I need to get a grip on my kid. He has upset every mother. I don't think any 2-year-old heard him at all, but every mother did. And they were all looking at me to control him. What are you going to do with your kid in this moment? Mm-hmm. And I remember looking at my son, and I saw his eyes well up with tears because he saw this too. And I thought, you know, in this moment, I could either appease these other moms or I can go comfort my son. And in this moment, this is one moment that I actually did the right thing. I actually went and comforted my son and told him that it was okay. We all say things when, you know, when we're surprised. We say words that aren't appropriate all the time too. But I was glad that I did that. And every moment when I have failed, when I have tried to control my children, control their behavior, because that's usually what we're trying to control, is their behavior, I've reminded myself that they actually don't need an overpowering tyrant over their lives. They need connection.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think it's such a tough issue because we talk a lot about, you know, managing their behaviors or things like that. And it's not that as a parent that you don't have healthy expectations or limits.
That's right.
But the idea that we need to manage or control or, you know what I'm saying? It's just like a little bit of a different flavor than saying, hey, here's the bar. I'm going to help you get there. And when you fall down, we're going to figure it out together. But, you know, these are my expectations rather than, you know, I'm going to force you to get there in any way I can.
And it's so fear-based.
It is, yeah.
And really the only person who we control at the end of the day is ourselves. And our lack of self-control teaches them how to regulate their own control. Yeah. That's one thing I've really learned. It's funny because one time my son yelled out something and I thought, that sounds exactly like me. And I realized my own irregulation has formed his own irregulation. Yeah. And I thought, if I can control myself, if I can control my reactions, then hopefully that teaches them how to react to different situations, and also not to control other people in their lives too, that they are in control of themselves, and that when they get married or when they choose to have a partner, that they're not going to try to control them, but they'll always be looking back to themselves, or when they parent.
Absolutely. And I think, you know, you brought up a great point, and it's something we need to think about is when, you know, you're in that mode where you really want to control your child, what is it you're really wanting? What does the control get you?
That's so good.
Right? And most often, I would assume more often than not, is that it's honestly about what other people are thinking about us. It's not about what's best for our child in that moment.
It's true.
Sometimes it could be about our own need for just some peace and some, you know,
that actually is often what it is,
right? It's just our need for a break.
Yes.
Or like that moment where you were talking about in the park, it's about other people's perceptions of us that we are really trying to control. Not necessarily, you know, so I think it's shifting our focus in those moments and, you know, being able to step back and ask myself, what is this really about? What am I really needing control of in this moment?
Yeah, that's powerful. This is a tricky one for parents. And if you've felt your arm hair raise, or you felt a little cringe at some of the things that we've said over this myth or any of the myths, we just want you to know that we've been there too, and we felt it as well. But these are good things to bring up and to remind us what's really, really important, and that is to connect with our children, to always think about what's best for them, and to always come back to who we change the most, and that's ourselves. And so we hope that you've enjoyed these myths. We want to keep the conversation going. If you have more to say, if you want to have a story about this particular one, this one could be quite
a big one.
This is a big one. Please feel free to reach out, comment, send us an email. We would love to hear from you, and we look forward to our next series coming soon.